Others are saying this is a sign of things to come. So I'll start with my first question. Is this win in Ol Kalou a yardstick of the voting patterns in the Mount Kenya region?
Yes and no. Ol Kalou has shocked William Ruto and his people because they live in denial. It has not shocked me on the mountain. Ruto and his people thrive on lies and deception. And they believe that money is everything. Deception, that you can deceive people all the time. So he believed in the power of money, chiefs, elders, nyumba kumi, cabinet secretaries, police, goons, but he doesn't know the mountain. I knew of that outcome. I knew the win was certain. I was just waiting for the margin because I know the mountain. And what has happened to this Ol Kalou by-election, I've seen Ruto and his people crying that we are celebrating too much. Yes, we are celebrating because of various issues that are important. One, I knew when I talked to the people of the mountain, since I left office, UDA was dead. William Ruto was finished in the mountain. And I knew that because I'm a man who listens to the ground. I talk to the people. The people of the mountain don't talk much. Even when they're angry, they just sing. You don't see them coming in the streets to riot. You know, when I was removed from office, William Ruto was telling a friend of mine that even people outside my home, a town called Kiamariga, nobody complained. People just kept quiet because that's who they are. The mountain people are quiet people. So I knew since 2024, October, that UDA was dead and William Ruto, his fate was sealed. Ol Kalou was just a confirmation of what I knew. The people of the mountain was just confirming what they know and what they intend to do in the coming general election. Yeah? So it's a shock to them, not to us. Us, we have just confirmed what we have known all along. And it gives us impetus now to activate the final phase as we go towards the next general election.
Okay.
That our marriage with William Ruto is over. It has been over for the last 2 years. This is just a confirmation. They call it in marriage, when you get married, a couple, there's something they call consummation of marriage. Now, this one is a divorce. It's the final papers. Yeah, the divorce has been there. It's been going on back and forth, courts, but the final proclamation has been done, and the marriage is irreversibly broken. The mountain has moved on, and we expect William Ruto to move on, so that everybody just moves in his own direction, and then we'll face each other down there next year.
So for the skeptics out there, kindly break down, how does a parliamentary win translate to the presidential race in 2027? Because ideally, the focus of the voters in Ol Kalou would be on the quality of the 9 candidates on the ballot, not a veto against a national leader.
The 2010 Constitution has a provision that for you to be elected president, you must attain 50+1. That particular provision portends that the Mount Kenya region is central in electing a president. Since the proclamation of the 2010 Constitution, whoever the mountain has supported has been president. President Uhuru Kenyatta was supported by the mountain and others, and he became president. The same happened in 2017. In 2022, President William Ruto was supported by the mountain and others, and he became president. From where I sit, being a very practical realist, politics is a game of numbers. The mountain has moved away from William Ruto. He has no chance whatsoever, because that vote is huge. And it's even more complicated because in 2022, he got 87% of the vote. 13% went to Raila Odinga. 1.6 million people did not vote. That 87%, that 13%, that 1.6 that did not vote are all together against him. Whoever they'll vote for, either from the mountain or from outside the mountain, will be the next president of the Republic of Kenya. These are statistics.
Okay.
It's not anything that is, numbers don't lie. And we have a history that from 2013, 2017, 2022, William Ruto became president courtesy of the mountain vote that has now moved away from him. And Ol Kalou was just a pointer of how things will be. In fact, the 13% that the UDA candidate got is for the UDA candidate because he's a local, he's called Mushina. He has been working in the CDF office for 13 years. And naturally, he has relatives, he has friends, he has people he has assisted here and there. If it was William Ruto as president, I want to tell you today, without battling an eye, he would not have gotten 3%. And the people of Ol Kalou wanted to make a statement. At 5, they were on the queue. By 12 o'clock, 57% of registered voters had voted, 45,000 votes, and 40,000 votes. And there was voter suppression from midday all the way to the evening. Had there been no voter suppression, it is my estimation that we would have had 75% voter turnout. And that would have reduced what UDA got to a single digit, 6-7%. So that is where we are.
Okay.
And that is a statement from Ol Kalou. And normally the mountain is homogeneous. What happens in Ol Kalou is what's happening in Kiambaa. What happens in Kiambaa is what will happen in Madeira. What happens in Madeira is what will happen in Igembe Central. If you remember, UDA came in through 2 by-elections. One in a place called Rulie, that is Ol Kalou, and Kiambaa.
A year before the election.
A year before the election.
Yes.
Normally the mountain, the way, we have history. A region has a way it does its politics. It has a tradition. Mm-hmm. One, the mountain does not divide its vote. We only divided last year, 2022, 87-13. Because Uhuru Kenyatta was there, he was president, he had some followers. I was there, I represented the change the people desired. So 87-13. But previously, it's normally a homogeneous vote. The decisions in the mountain are made through by-elections. TNA, the party of Uhuru Kenyatta, came to the stage through a by-election in Kangema in 2012. And once it won that by-election, that was it.